All right, good morning. Welcome back. We got a nice day of some bass fishing ahead of us today. But today we're gonna do something a little different. I am trying to improve upon my skills so I can be ready for some upcoming bass tournaments. So today I want to focus on two lures in particular. The old spinnerbait here. I got this guy all set up. This has been one of my favorites and it was killing it last time I went out. And then we're gonna be throwing this crankbait. Spinnerbait and crankbait are two of the best fall lures, and today I thought it'd be fun to come out and just see which one does the best. And I'm going to be competing against myself to see if I can beat my personal best bag, which is I think like 72 inches out on this lake. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to be throwing these about as equally as I can. I'll throw each for like a dozen or two times and try to keep switching back and forth. This is a Spro Fat Papa 70, and yeah, I have a good feeling about this. He dives down 10 to 15 feet or so. It's a bit shallower than that right here, but we don't need to crank him down all the way. But let's go ahead and get started. We're fishing. This is a new spot that I don't usually fish at. Oh, already snagged. First cast. You want to get snagged in the first cast. You don't want to catch a fish on the first cast. That's important. There we go. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's try over here. One thing about the crankbait that's interesting is I've never caught a bass on one. We're gonna hopefully change that today. Nice slow retrieve. We don't need to be cranking this guy too hard right here. It is very shallow. This is, I think, one of the most expensive lures I've also ever thrown before. So when I inevitably get it snagged on something on the bottom and lose it, it's gonna hurt. That's okay though. That is okay. Ugh. Alright, lots of grass up there. I know that now. I knew that from a previous cast, but now I really know it. See if we can shake most of that off of there. Alright, we gave the crankbait a good dozen or so casts. Let's go ahead and switch over to the spinnerbait. And we'll just keep moving to new spots. Basically, these two baits are known for being the power fishing lures, meaning that they're good for covering water as fast as possible. So we'll come over to this spot, fish it up good. I'll just kind of do a little 360 shooting off this lure in every direction, and then hopefully we'll make something happen. I got a good feeling about today though, I really do. We're gonna go ahead and do a 12-inch minimum for my little contest today. So any fish that is 12 inches or bigger will count towards my score of the best of 5. All right, that's a good dozen plus casts on each of these in the first spot. Let's go ahead and move to the next one. I tell you, fall fishing has definitely got something going for it, which is the fact that I think I'm pretty much the only one on the lake today. I think I saw someone else on a boat out over here, but that's it. And I don't think they're going to be out here much longer once the rain and wind gets going. All right, we're just approaching our first hour of fishing here. We've had nothing yet. No bites, nothing. No sign of life. Had nothing happen but the weather start to go south on us. Ooh boy, here comes that wind. I'm gonna pop over here and see if we can get out of the wind for a minute. Yeah, this is nice. We should definitely chill over here for a little bit. Got ourselves a nice little spot out of the wind here. Spinnerbait, had a nice run. Well, I was definitely hoping this spot out of the wind would provide some bass, because it would be nice to fish in a spot with no wind. We're gonna head down to this super windy spot of the lake here in just a little bit. There's no trees, no nothing to block us down there, but I think that'll be a fun spot to throw these guys. Let's try out there. Let's dive down as deep as we can and stop. A little bit, stop. A little bit, stop. Let's go ahead and head out to the real nasty side right now. Let's go fish in the heart of the wind with no cover. Ooh, it's a little chilly. At least it's not raining yet. Alright, waterproof pants activated. Suited up. Rain on rain. Bring it on. Well, we're gonna start with a spinnerbait. We'll kind of work our way along the edge here, and then we'll come back out and fish the deeper stuff with the crankbait. Got a little bit of rain hit me right now, so looks like it was the right call to switch into the rain gear. But let's go ahead and let's get a fish on the board, shall we? Oh yeah, here we go. We're on one. Nice. I don't know how big he is, but he's big enough. We got a good fish on the board. Look at this. Oh my god. Heck yeah. On the spinnerbait. Oh man, he was just barely on there. All right. First fish. Here we go. On the spinnerbait. It's a good sized bass. Let's see what we got. We are 14.5 inches. Can you see that? 14.5. All right, 14.5. First fish on the board with the spinnerbait. Yes. All right. Yes, this is good. 14.5. How long have we been fishing for? We've been out here for an hour and 40 minutes. Got our first fish on. Man, it's so funny when you go fishing and you catch a fish finally after you haven't in a while. Turns the mood right around. It's already out here having a good time, but definitely more fun when you catch fish. We can kind of fish all these same spots as this guy here, so we're gonna kind of go over, just trying to, we'll just fish right on back through here. Gotta be a little more careful. There's definitely some grassy spots over here. Got some grass on there. Whoa, Jesus. Nothing like having a big old ball of treble hooks flying towards your face. I think we fished each of these baits for almost an hour, probably about 45 minutes now. Spinnerbait. It's got the first fish on the board. All right, we are even on cast now. I have given these guys equal attention so far. Doing a pretty good job with this challenge. We're approaching the 3-hour mark. We have still only had one fish happen, and that was on the spinnerbait. Nothing on the crankbait yet. The wind is looking like it's gonna chill out for just a little bit while we go into this giant rain cloud that's coming in. Not supposed to rain all day. It's supposed to just be a big old chunk of rain coming through right now, so we're just gonna tough it out. Everything's gonna get a little wet. That's okay. We're all covered up. Cool. I think I got another, maybe a dozen casts until I'm caught up with the spinnerbait, so we'll just keep throwing. All right, time to switch back to the spinnerbait. Did not see that coming. Steady. Dang. That's a good one. We got a good one. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Let's get you off of that hook, shall we, bud? Ow. You bit me. Alright. Throwing another fish on the board. This is a big one. A lot bigger than that last one. Jesus, that's a freaking beast. Holy crap, this is a huge fish. What do we got? 17 and a half. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw you on the scale as well. See how heavy you are, bud. 2.95. God, biggest fish I've caught in a long time. Should we long arm him? Try to make him look like a freaking giant, you know? Big old giant fish. There we go. Back you go, bud. God, you're a huge fish. Wow. Unexpected spot on the spinnerbait again. I thought it was snagged at first. I was like, whoop, snagged on a big old branch or a log or something. Snagged on a big old bass is more like it. That was awesome. Let's go ahead and throw the spinnerbait a few more times. I think we got a few more to do before we're caught up with the crankbait. Really did fish the crankbait for quite a while there, so. Well, spinnerbait is absolutely killing it. We're at over 30 inches, got 2 fish on the spinnerbait, both up shallow, both right near some lily pads. I'm pretty sure I cast it. I'm not sure, I cast it right over there somewhere. Probably go cast in there again just to see if there's anyone else hiding in there. All right, the wind has died down, the rain has died down. I think it would be great chance for the spinnerbait again. Or the crankbait. Crankbait, spinnerbait. Alright, I think that's the last cast with the crankbait. And it's time to switch back over to the spinnerbait. It's nothing yet on the crankbait. I tell you, I really wanted today to be the day. But can't rule it out yet. Cannot rule it out yet. There is still a lot of fishing left to do. So kind of based on where we've been catching fish, I would assume that this little patch right here should do something with the spinnerbait. It's got some lily pads, it's shallow, it's got a couple docks. Seems to have the things that I want to have to produce fish. Sure enough. Sure enough. All right. Another fish for the scoreboard. I think he's probably about 14 inches. Nothing too big, but I'll take it. Let's see what we got here, bud. Yeah, called it. 13 and a half, or 13 and 3/4. Sweet. Right where I thought you'd be. All right, bud. Go on back into the water now. Ooh, yeah. Feisty. All right, we're at 45 and 3/4. 2 more 15s would beat my record. Bet you'll pull another one out of this dock too. Alright, we just gotta get that cast right down there and run along that dock. That should pretty much guarantee a fish. Perfect cast. Again. Freaking call it. This one's might be 12 inches. Can only be 12 inches. Twelve and a quarter. Thank you, bud. We're at 58 inches right now. All right, spinnerbait has been absolutely killing it. It does not leave the crankbait out of the competition though. There's a spider on that GoPro there. What's he attached to? Oh, he's attached to my rod. That's not gonna work, bud. I'll let you stay there because it's we're close to Halloween, so that's okay. Crawl over the front of the camera for all I care. Oh, there he goes. He's doing it. I wonder what that looks like. Do you guys see a giant spider right now? Spooky. Alright, how long? We've been fishing for 6 hours now. I've given roughly 3 hours to each of these lures. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and give the crankbait just a couple more casts. Gotta give it a shot. But if I don't catch anything, I think we'll go ahead and call it for today. That was an awesome little challenge. Spinnerbait kicked some butt. Next video, I'm gonna come out and do the chatterbait against the spinnerbait. And I'll be going out and doing that probably next Wednesday. So hope to see you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.